Hello everyone, and thank you for coming back to my channel. And for everybody that's new, I do a lot of cooking in my videos, so let's begin. So, I know times are rough, I know times are, a lot of stuff's expensive, so it's better than eating out. It's better to cook at home. So, I went and got some sweet chili sauce. We have some soy sauce here, we have honey, and we have some gray Poupon. And this is going to make the sauce for what we're about to make. You need carrots, small carrots. You could get big ones, but you'd have to cut them in half so they cook all the way through. So I got some baby carrots, some little ones, the thin ones, and they're cut, they're peeled, they're ready to go. I also got 4 chicken thighs. And so this could feed either 2 people, so you could get 2 each, or it could feed a family of 4 because each person would get 1 piece of chicken. So that's cool there. You need some potatoes, and what I did is I got the smaller. I got the yellow potatoes, so you can basically get any potato you want, but I like these. And I got an onion, and also I got garlic. So what I'm going to do is skin these, because I don't want the skin on. You can leave the skin on them, but I just don't like skin on my potatoes. And what you're going to need is, these are nice sized potatoes. So like I said, I want a decent meal. So I'm going to do 1, 2, we'll do 3, 4, 5, 6, and about 7 potatoes. And the cool thing about this is if you like potatoes, then you could literally almost put all these in, but I like eating baked potatoes for later on. So like I said, I'll be peeling these and I'll cut them, and then you're going to need basically a whole onion, and then you're going to need at least 2 heads of garlic. Yeah, you got to have that. Okay, and I'll show you how it looks prepared. Okay, so I prepared the chicken. I put salt. Basically, I put salt. I put some pepper. And I put some paprika on it to flavor it up. And what I want to show you, we're going to put that to the side, is I got my garlic cut up, and I like fresh garlic. And what I wanted to show you though is, make sure it's a clean knife. No, you don't want to contaminate anything, so you're going through a lot of dishes. You're going to have some dishes at the end of the day. But all you do is cut it, and then it's like that. Take it like that, hold it like this, and cut it in 4s. I half it like that, and then because I like potatoes, but I don't like big chunks. You could literally cut it like that, have big chunks if you like. It doesn't matter how you're doing it, but I just like smaller pieces than bigger pieces. So I cut mine a little different. But I cut my garlic up. Doesn't have to be in real small pieces. Unless you want them, then you can cut them even more. But after that, see, I have my potatoes, and what it is I got a big bowl. I literally, let me move this over here. So also, I cut my onion up. They don't have to be real small pieces. I love onions, so I like mine a little bigger. I got my carrots, and if you want to, you can cut them or break them, however you want to do it. But they're small enough, you can literally break them like that. But I have them in water, just so they stay fresh. This is cold water. And then I have a drainer, and then I'll drain it afterwards. So that's basically separating the food. And now I'm going to show you how to cook the chicken. Okay, I got my pan over here. I use Crisco. You could use sunflower oil or extra virgin oil. You could use that. But I'm going to use Crisco just because I like it. But also, what I'm going to do, I got a spoon right here. I'm just going to scoop me a thing of butter, and I'm going to put that in there with it. I got this on basically medium heat. It doesn't have to be on high heat, because you're not going to fully cook the chicken, because later on we're going to bake it. So, oh, whoops. Wait a minute. Oh, whoops. Totally had on the wrong eye. I wasn't right. It was getting hot. But that's basically what we're doing. I'm going to let this heat up to where the butter, when the butter melts, I know it's ready to put the chicken in. Okay, so basically how to cook the chicken is I got it in the medium of hot and warm. So it's about, I would say it's about on a 6 from the high. So I already put the butter in. It's already melted. It's starting to sizzle. Got my fork here. Got my chicken. Just going to pick it up. Lay it right here. Oh, you can already hear it sizzling. You're just going to lay it down there. You're going to put your other piece of chicken right here. As you can see, the skin's up. I got my other piece of chicken right here. And I mean, you can literally pick up the chicken if you want. I mean, you don't have to use a fork. And you actually don't want it really popping. This piece didn't. The skin was, I basically threw it away. So basically, I'm going to let that cook. And like I said, it doesn't have to be all the way cooked when you're doing this, because what you're going to be doing is putting it in the, basically an oven, to basically cook for about 45-50 minutes. So, but I do want to get it cooked a little bit. So that's what we're doing right now, and it's going to be delicious. Okay, so this is basically what it should look like. And if it doesn't have skin, that's what it should look like. And after, like I said, 5 minutes on both sides, just to get it to start cooking. And then afterwards, you can get your plate right here, because I don't want that grease on there. So we're going to put it right on paper towel. It already smells delicious. And I'll tell you, having tongs really works. So now what I'm going to do though, is I'm going to let that drain of that oil. And I'm going to get rid of all this, because I like cooking my chicken in it, but I'm going to use the virgin olive oil to cook the vegetables. So I'm going to go ahead and dump that off. Okay, I still have some of the chicken flavor in there, and I want to keep that. Whoops, I dropped the lid. And of course it goes under a table. A lid cannot just fall. They gotta fall to where you can't find it. Okay, so I poured the grease up, you know, I got it out of it. But I am going to put a good bit of olive oil in here. Something healthier. You know, I just like cooking my chicken in grease. But what I'm doing now is I'm going to turn this back on. But I'm going to put it between 5 and low. So it's like in the middle. It doesn't need to be scalding hot. So I got my fork. Well, hold on. I'll use a clean knife for the butter. I always like using butter. Got my butter right there. This is my chicken fork. It's okay. I'm going to let that warm up. And basically what you're going to do is, once the butter melts, you know, you could even put it up to warm. I just don't want to burn virgin olive oil. You know, you don't want it getting hot as Crisco grease can get. Olive oil is a lot healthier. So I got this starting to melt. And what it is I got my potatoes that I'm going to put in here. I mean, literally I can put them in now. I got my onion right here. And the reason I put potatoes in water is because they start turning brown. So if you keep them in cold water, you don't have to worry about that. And I got my veggies, my other potatoes here, and I'm making a lot. I needed such a bigger pot or a pan. But really that's the cool thing with tongs, is you can literally wipe them off, or you can wash them, but I'll just be turning them. I'm just frying them up a little bit. I'm adding the garlic. I got my garlic. And really what I'm doing is I'm just cooking this down a little bit. It's going to cook for, I would say I'm going to cook this for about at least a good 6 minutes. I mean, it's already looking good. It's already smelling good. It's in the, I got the olive oil in there, and it's so good. It's so good. It's so good. It's so good. But you don't have to cook them till they're real soft. This is just cooking them a little bit. You can hear it sizzling. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to make the sauce. Okay, now that my vegetables, my potatoes, my onion, my garlic, my carrots, they're on the stove cooking. We have the chicken. Now the sauce. So I got this bear. I like this kind of honey. So really you're just using whatever honey you like. Now you only need about a cup, but I'm going to do a cup and a half just because I want a lot of flavor in my chicken. So again, we're making garlic honey chicken with vegetables. So I got my 1.5 cup. I'm going to pour that in here. Okay, I'm going to pour that in there. Nice thick, sweet, juicy honey. I love this honey, I do. But like I said, it's whatever honey you like. And there we go. And now what I got is I got my sweet chili sauce. Okay, I'm going to open that up. And I'm going to do about a cup. I'm going to do about a cup and a quarter. A little bit more than a cup. And I'm going to pour that in here. And why I'm pouring it in a pot is you could do it on a, I mean, you can basically do it in anything. You have to mix it up, and we're going to heat it up and we're going to cook it. So there you go. I usually don't do measuring, but this is required in measuring. We have my soy sauce here. And with my soy sauce, I'm only going to do, because I just don't like soy sauce a lot, but you do need it for the flavor. So I'm going to do about 1/4 of a cup. A little bit more than a half, so that's 1/4. 3/4 anyway, so you're doing a 3 3/4. So okay, that's 3/4 soy sauce. And one of the good things is you're going to want to get about I'd say a tablespoon. You can get a tablespoon, and you're going to get a gray Poupon. And you're going to open that up, and you're going to just scoop it out. And if you want to measure it, you could, you know, do that. But I say it's okay to have. We're going to do one of those with two of those. And you can lick the spoon. Whoops, as you probably heard, it did fall back on the floor. So now I got my big spoon here, and I'm going to just get all this good flavor out of here. Don't want to leave all that waste. You know, stuff's expensive nowadays, so can't just be wasting food. And you can already like stir it up, but you have to warm it up, you have to heat it up. But you can start it, you can start stirring it up a little bit. And I just want you to be able to see what that looks like. It's already looking good, it's already smelling good. And if you have a whisk, you could whisk it, but to me there's really no need for it. I mean, this right here is just stirring it up, but I'm going to get it on the eye, get it to boil, and then I will show you the next step. But first we got our potatoes cooking and everything like that. So, but that's basically how to make the sauce. It's very easy, and basically the more chicken you have, the more, you know, 4 more pieces. If I was doing 8 pieces, I would do 2 cups, you know. So okay, now that I got my pot here, pan, whatever you want to call it, but I have my potatoes, and what I'm doing is I don't want to dump them on because I don't want all that stuff on there, but I'm just putting it in. Oh yeah, look at that. And I'm layering it. Okay, so I'm layering it. Taking my time. Now that I got that, I'm going to bring my chicken over here and use my hand. I'm going to put one right there. Put one right there. We'll put one right there. And I'm going to put one right there. And I mean, look at that though. The grease, that's why I use a paper towel. But now what I'm doing is I'm just getting my potatoes. I mean, to get it a little faster, I could do this. It's just all over. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. You know what it is I just use so much, just so much potatoes. Whoops. Literally threw some at me. It's all over the floor. But that's okay. That's part of cooking. Going to make a mess. I mean, I say that in all my videos. If you're trying to keep a nice, clean, basically house, I guess, then, you know, you're not trying to clean up. But say if you have kids, you can have them cleaning up as you're cooking. not really getting in the way or anything, but you could have them. But that just looks delicious right there. I mean, that's a meal right there. That's right there. But I got a conventional oven over here. I got a convention oven over there. I'll show you. And I have it set for 400 degrees. And I'm warming it up. Now, we're over here to my sauce. And warming it up makes it blend together. As you'll see, as it's warming up, you'll see that. And I got it on high. So, but once it starts coming to a boil, it's good. But basically, when it comes to a boil, that's when you want to go ahead and put it over your chicken and onions and potatoes and carrots and garlic. I mean, you want to go ahead and pour it over as it's hot so it comes out of the pan. That's basically what this is. If I would have mixed it all together and then tried to pour it over, I would have had a lot of my filling of the syrup still in here. See, it's starting to boil. So now it doesn't need to. So now I'm going to basically turn it off, and I'm going to go ahead and pour it over my stuff, and you'll see that. Okay, now here it is, and this is already boiling, like I showed you, foaming up. I'm going to go ahead and pour it all over my good stuff. And that's the thing, when you get it to a boil, you want to always stir. But that's why you don't need to leave it on, because it will start burning, and you don't want to burn your sauce. And I'll show you right here. It's not burnt at all. It's nice and clean, because I just let it come to a boil, and then I basically took it off. And see, basically, this is already, it's cooking it as it's in there, because it's hot. But, you know, I get my garlic chicken in there. Oh, yeah. And then basically, you don't have to cover it up. You're going to just put this whole thing in the convention oven that I have right over here. I'll show you. So, I already had this heating up. I'm going to open up the door. I'm going to pick it up, and I'm going to put it in. And it's going to cook for a good, we got it for about 45 minutes. So I'm going to put bake. I'm going to put it up to 400. I'm going to push start. I'm going to make sure the timer's set. And I'm setting it for 45 minutes, and I'm just going to let that cook in there. So there you go. And I'll show you what it looks like after it's done. And I'll put it on a plate, and I'll show you how delicious it is. Okay, everyone, I want to show you something. Carrots, literally, look at that, can be cut. Potato, don't even need a knife. You can cut it easy. Look at that. Oh yeah, perfect. Now, take a chicken. The chicken, you want to make sure it's done inside. But watch this. Comes right apart. When it comes apart like that, you know it's done. So I just want to thank you